Most of us have inherited fear, shame, low self-esteem, or either artificial ego. And we go to these institutions of the white man and we can't make it, either because we are not in tune with reality and have an ego that's too big and artificial, or because that we have been shortchanged because of the environment and the environmental circumstances for ourselves. This religion has brought us to see the needs, to create the right environment, to work on improving the environment, to bring concepts that are natural and broad to the minds of our children. And because of that, our children are excelling. Our school is going to be the best.
Right.
Yes, the Deen Mohammed private school here in this Chicago. It's going to be the best. How do I know? Because I know we got the best. We got the best vision. We got the best plan for the school. Our school is going to be the best. We're going to put out the best mind, the best products. If you all would join me, in a little while, you'll be dominant in this city. You would. The power would come to you. You would. The power would come to you. Why? Because they are wasted out there. This is not me talking. This is what their own examination, evaluation has concluded, that the public school system is a waste. The white man, he has taken the best out of the public school. He's dealing with it privately with his own money. Huh? And he leaves his poor whites and you poor folks to have the shambles that are left. The quality of the teachers is nothing. The spirit and drive in them has gone. All they're looking for is animal pleasures, animal rewards, money and Saturday night kicks. Am I telling the truth or not? Okay, so you see this is a fortunate situation for you. Come and support me. Join my leadership. Support me. Yes, say, oh, but I heard you just retired from leadership. Certainly. You dumbbell, you. I didn't say I'm going to stop talking. I said I'm going to stop doing your work. So accept the direction. Come into Islam. Accept the direction that we offer. Learn what we are doing here in Chicago. If you have a situation to reproduce it or to do better, do it where you are. And encourage your people to come into this religion. This is the religion. This is the place of religious freedom for the African American person. So tomorrow, inshallah, we will continue this subject, and we want to alert you to the evils, the danger for the dangerous possibilities for a community that is not alert and educated, informed. How it can easily be taken over by people who don't have your interests at heart. And because you don't know what you represent or what you should be, they can lead you in the name of your religion to a foreign course and a contrary end. We don't want that. We're going to work to fight it. We're going to work to stop it. We hope tomorrow to show you and to get you to see and agree with your own mind upon your own decision that the solution we have here in America to bring African American man up and African American families up and African American community up is the same that's needed in Africa and everywhere else that black people are existing today. The same is needed. They have the same problems in their spirit, same problem in their souls that we have over here. In fact, in many places they have a worse problem, a worse situation than we have. You're not going to come out of it by trying to follow your own whims, your own opinions, whimsical opinions that you dream up. I thank God for saving us from dependency on dream thinking. You can follow a logic, tried and proven logic for establishing individuals and societies. The Quranic road, the Islamic guidelines. That's the answer, and we've gone into the night. We have to make Maghrib prayer. We don't have the situation here for it. And that's another thing. We should never have programs that does not provide also accommodation for our religious obligations. And prayer is a very sincere, very important one. It's one of the 5 essential pillars of this religion. We should never have a program and agenda that omit, disregard our obligation to pray our 5 daily prayers. So I conclude this talk, and I hope that you have seen in it progress. Progress. I don't make a decision in the interest of myself. I make a decision in the interest of pleasing God, number one, and that means progress. My vision is for progress. And I know that the best way to progress in this country is to have a situation that enables individuals to carry the greatest amount of responsibility for their own circumstances, for their own lives. Don't be afraid to invest. Invest. Invest your time, invest your knowledge, invest your energies, invest your money. But do it with a sober mind. Do it in a practical way. Be practical in your thinking. Follow the best advice. Be a Muslim, that is, be obedient to the Quran and to the Sunnah of the Prophet. Be very serious. Don't take unnecessary risk, but don't be too distrustful. Don't be afraid to trust each other. You find people that share your same aspirations and you're struggling, you don't have much to work with. Join those people who share your same aspirations. Don't be afraid to trust each other. And work hard together to improve the situation in your life. Compete with the rich. Compete with the powerful. This is what Allah wants for us. Don't you know some of the powerful rich people today were poor just 5 years ago? Yes. Some of the most powerful and richest people today, right now, on this calendar date, were 5 years ago poor. But they had the vision and the courage to find the resources and invest that time and their energies and to trust each other and build a great thing. That's all you need. You don't have to be poor. You're poor and weak because you don't have courage. You don't even have the courage to trust another good person. Reading the Quran and following its direction and learning more about how that is to be lived by studying the life of Muhammad will bring you out of that situation, and you will become a progressive, productive people. We are realizing some progress, but not near enough. I hear they're coming out with another issue of the journal, which would be another special issue, and it's quite needed because they were recalling the achievements of the community. And the first achievement, quite naturally, was achievement for bringing this religious community to be true to its name, to be true Muslims. to have the true content. But another great achievement was to remove the structures of slavery, decentralize the interests of the community, the business interests of the community, bring it into private hands, remove the unit called FOI and MGT, and bring a situation where every imam have dignity, every congregation has dignity, all of them on an equal footing, free as they should be to invest in their own immediate region and build their community locally without having so much demanded of them from a central office. Freedom, Islamic freedom, is another great achievement that you have realized since I became your leader. So another paper is coming out, and I hope they won't forget these things. Also, in my travel abroad, this particular house we're in right now was under heavy liability. We had to pay about $240,000 periodically to Libya on loan. It was killing us, strangling us to death. My policy was different, so we had different policies. We weren't forcing people to come up with donations and quotas of donations. So the money just wasn't here. So how are we going to pay all these big debts? How are we going to answer all these big demands on us, financial demands on us? I went to Libya in the name of Allah, and I asked the Libyan government to excuse us from that obligation. No quicker than I asked, they granted it. I came back home free from that responsibility. I think when a leader makes a visit to a country and saves a community, the obligation to pay $240,000 or more once or twice a year, I think when he achieves that, that is a victory for that community. And that's just one of many things that we have been able to achieve since I came into the leadership with your support. You say, well, what about the next 10 years, Brother Imam? The next 10 years are going to show up this past 10 years so much till it's going to be too small. The only part we should remember from we're going to say, hey, we came from the Temple of Islam on the Sunnah road of the Prophet. The rest of it won't be even worth remembering. All right. The progress that will come in the next 10 years will overshadow what we've done in the past 10 years so much that we won't hardly be recalled. So yeah, we did have those small things back then. Trust my word. Trust my word. The only thing was missing in our life was freedom.
Yes, sir.
Now this religion has brought it to us. That's right. The ideologies, even the church ideology we had before, didn't permit us to be free. Now we are free indeed. Assalamu alaikum. Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Allah.
Historic address.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, with the name of Allah, most gracious, most compassionate. Dear beloved Muslims, Imams, community in general, Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. With the name of Allah, most gracious, most compassionate. Dear beloved Muslims, Imams, community in general, Assalamu alaikum. Praise be to Allah, the God and Evolver, the cherisher, the sustainer of all the worlds. We worship Him, associating nothing with Him. I bear witness that He is the one alone. He has no partners in the rule of the heavens and the earth. He never begot a son, nor was He born. There is nothing like unto Him whatsoever. And I bear witness that Muhammad, to whom the Quran was revealed, is His servant and His messenger. We pray the peace and the blessings be upon Muhammad, upon his descendants, the companions, the righteous, all of them. Ameen. We are in the second and last day, I believe, of this 2-day celebration or observance of the 10 years of support and progress as a community struggling, striving to be true to its name, that is Muslim community. We thank Allah for His blessings on our effort that has made it possible for us to come into the clear teachings of our holy book, the Quran, and to follow God's order to the believers, and that is to obey, believe in, and obey also the messenger of God, Muhammad, to whom the Quran is revealed. I can say for myself and for many others that I have gotten some response from, or some indication of how they feel over the program for yesterday. I can say it was very excellent. Spirit of the community here in the Midwest region, better than I have seen it, perhaps the whole time that I've been your leader. Seems to be a more healthier environment, a healthier spirit, and a more normal membership than I have seen since I have been the leader of this community. So you know, I had listed a lot of things along with what was mentioned yesterday to bring to your attention here, that we could celebrate as achievements since we have been on the plain road of Al-Islam. But as I was sitting back there and getting some notes and some information together to present to you, I said, well, best to leave that to the journal, the AM journal, and others. And what I plan to do today is just bring some things to your attention that perhaps are not available to AM Journal and the publications that will be bringing us news, have been and will be bringing us news on our community and on my own activities as Imam in Chicago and for the membership of the community or the masjids. Now, let me clear up something that was happened yesterday. I was so caught up into the spirit of what this was all about until really I didn't know what was happening, but I knew something happened Wrong. I didn't know what it was, though, but I knew something. You know, your spirit registers sometimes before your mind registers what's going on. So my spirit had registered that there was something that was happening that wasn't quite correct. But actually, I didn't catch it with my mind. It passed my mind. Then later I was told that this check that was presented to me yesterday was presented in a language that made some people think that this check was to me, a check for $5,000 from the Clara Muhammad Memorial Educational Foundation. So let me clear that up right now. I'm going to read to you the endorsement on this check. It says, pay the amount of $5,000, no cents, to the order of Clara Muhammad School, not to me, as a donation. Now this is their donation to the school, Clara Muhammad School, $5,000. And this is not the first donation. This is a very sizable donation for any poor people like us. It is a substantial donation that they're making, very substantial donation, considering the means that they have to work with. We have received very good donations from the Clara Muhammad Foundation to our school ever since it was formed. Sometimes not nearly this much, but $1,000, I recall several times them giving $1,000. And we have them listed among our leading supporters for paying tuition. They pay tuition for poor members of the community and lend other kind of charitable assistance. It should be also noted that the Clara Muhammad Foundation is on record for giving substantial contributions, aid, to the black colleges and non-Muslims who are in bad situations or bad circumstances. So we thank them for this big gift and very much needed gift. We pray Allah reward them with the best of rewards and aid them in making their wonderful charitable institution an even more important one for them and for the beneficiaries, the people that receive help from them in the future, for the future, pardon me. Now, I hate to, see, when I get to talking, I get in the spirit and I forget. I may even forget the money. So hold this money, please, and don't let nobody touch that until we get it in the bank. Now, I wanted to mention to you also today that in the spirit and interest of realizing for ourselves a truly Islamic free society, I have encouraged the creation, publication of books, magazines, and even newspapers, though we have a newspaper. But I would like to see more newspapers. A community as national as we are, we could have a newspaper in every big city. There is a Muslim who is an editor for a newspaper on about the same, I would say the same standard that our newspaper is on. And I recall reading it on occasions when I've had opportunity to get one, and it's a very good newspaper, very good newspaper. Perhaps if we would search, we might even find even more newspapers put out by Muslims in the community or belonging to the community. When I say community now, I'm referring to our community, not the broad Islamic community. I'm talking about just our Islamic community, our part of the Muslim population here in the United States. We have recently realized the production of a magazine that will be coming out monthly, Progressions magazine. Some of you might have seen Progressions, and maybe you got a copy of it. I believe the cost is about, what, 75 cents, I think? Cost is 75 cents, and the first issue, in my opinion, is a very good one, and I think a very good one in terms of quality work, and when I say work, I mean the artwork in it is excellent, very excellent. Quality work and quality message. The message too is clean, and that's what we like. We have another publication on the way. In fact, it has been on the way for some time. In fact, it was brought to me as a project before the Progressions magazine became a project. The magazine is not yet out, but it's a magazine that will be addressing economic concerns and some political concerns as well. That magazine will be put out by persons working and assisting and supporting the national chairman of the Collective Buying Committee, AMCOP. We hope to see that publication soon. Along with these efforts and the journalistic kinds of publications, we have also work being done for bringing about books, pamphlets, booklets, etc., for the purpose of passing on knowledge, education in the religion, Islamic knowledge, Islamic education, and help for us whose language